Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. This week we are going to feature the Spotlight on Nature stamp set and dies. In this video is going to be a little bit longer, just setting everybody up at the beginning. Because I'm going to build the whole card. I'm not going to prep anything, so you can see the whole process. Some of my new subscribers are very new to stamping and have asked that I don't prep anything beforehand, that I do the whole card. So just a heads up, this one is going to be a bit longer. We are going to make this beautiful card, and I'm going to walk us through the dies for the Spotlight on Nature set. They don't have any dies that actually cut out the images in the stamp set, but we've got these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous dies. They create, there's 4 of each kind of design. We've got the little, I don't know, I call it the paper plate edge. We've got the little lined edge. We've got the, what I call the Morse code edge, the dash dot, and then we've got the eyelet edge as well. And as I say, there are 4 sizes of each one. Some of them layer up almost exactly. And then they go up kind of a size and layer up again. So they are really, really pretty, and no idea where this one goes back now, but that's okay. And really versatile. What I like is that they cut a solid image. If you wanted to have just, say, the circle of the eyelet, you could absolutely use one of the other ones and cut it out. So you just got that eyelet ring, and then you'd have an additional piece. So anyway, that is a bit of an introduction to the dies. With this card, I've also used one of the new folders, the Dotted Circles folder. I thought it went really, really well with the kind of the circle theme. So the other thing I did is I went through and I did a bit of experimenting with color. So this one is Bubble Bath with Old Olive, and I've stamped the images in basic gray. So I'm actually going to go ahead, before I talk about those colors, I'm actually going to stamp the image in basic gray because I'd like it to dry just a little bit before I start coloring it. Because this is not a like a memento ink, it will smudge just a little bit. So I'm just going to pop this down like that. It's kind of oriented more to the bottom edge of the card, because what you need to make sure you're doing when you do this is that the what you want to cut out will actually fit on the card. If I used the die that was too big, it would be too big for the front. And then if I used this one, it would be too small. So that's one of the advantages of kind of having all of these cut out beforehand, is you can kind of sort out what you're going to do and which one you're going to use. But anyway, let's let that dry. This one is Light and Dark Bubble Bath with Old Olive on the stem. This one is the Pretty in Pink, Dark and Light, with Shy Shamrock as the leaves. This is our Fresh Freesia, Dark and Light, with Granny Apple Green on the leaves, and then Petal Pink with Soft Seafoam. This is one of my favorite combinations. I've used it in the Magnolia Mood stamp set a lot. I really, really like this one. What I used in this one is the Bubble Bath with the Granny Apple Green blends. I liked how it was, the tones were the same kind of level of brightness. So let's go ahead and get started with the coloring in. So to start with, I'm using my dark Bubble Bath, and I'm just kind of pulling it in along the lines that are already there. And then I'll come in with the light and I'll blend it all in. And then I'll come in with the Granny Apple Green and do the leaves. Okay, let's turn that around so you can see what it is. So then just coming in, There aren't any, as I said, dies to cut out the flower shapes, which I think could be something that was done, but I understand why they didn't. The leaves in this would be relatively easy to fussy cut out. And I guess the flowers you could fussy cut too if you wanted to. It's just a little bit more intricate. But you could certainly use an X-Acto knife if you've got a steady hand. So let's come in now and I'm just going to run a line down the stems. Sorry, I'm probably not in frame. I tend to pull things closer to me when I'm working on them. So here we go. And we're just going to I'm using the pen end because I've used my blends and like the brush end a lot to color bling, sorry, lost my train of thought, to color up like the opal rounds and things like that. So it's just a little bit fuzzy. I need to get a new one. So we're just going to do that like that. And one of the things that we need to be aware of is, I want the middle of this to be flat. I don't want it embellished. But if you're going to die cut and emboss, do your die cutting first and then emboss, because otherwise you emboss, then you run it through the die to cut the die and you flatten everything out. So let's just pop these off to the side for now and bring in our machine. Let's push it forward a little bit. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is get all of my plates out and put them in the right order. So we've got plate 1, plate 2, and then 2 of plate 3. So I'm just going to pop that in like that. I'm going to take you can't see this at all. Let me just pull this out for a minute. I'm just going to pop this down, and I'm using the second smallest of the eyelet dies, and I'm just going to pop this on like this. I want enough room at the top that I can put that dear friend greeting in. So I'm just going to grab a sticky note and just pop that down. It doesn't have to be exact with this one, but we do need to still have it in the right place. So we're just going to run this all through like this. There we go. Pop this off to the side again just for a minute. Take all those plates off because we don't need them anymore. And we've got our die cut, which we're going to have to take our little pokey tool and just pop those pieces that didn't come away right away. There we go. Just keep popping those out. And usually more of them come out, but because it's a video, not all of them did. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so now I need to take this piece and I need to put it in my folder. So what I want to do is line it up with the circles in the folder already, so that I have circles where around the circle. So we're going to do that. And as with all Stampin' Up! Folders, the Stampin' Up! Logo is on the top of the folder, and you always put the folder in with the hinge edge towards the roller bar so that you don't distort the folder. And again, you're not going to be able to see this completely because my desk isn't big enough. But we're just going to roll that through. We've got our base plate, and this is a 3D folder, so we've got our dark gray plate on top with no other plates or shims in it. Okay, just pop all that off to the side. And then we have our card front. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach this to my card base. I'm just going to pop that off to the side like that. And because it's a 3D folder, I'm going to put adhesive right along the edge, just so it doesn't waffle up or start to separate at the edges. Okay, and same thing as always when we're doing a mat, equidistance top and bottom, and then just let it drop. There we go. Now this piece, I'm going to dimensionalize, but it's going to go in like that. And I'm going to do this so that I can put the greeting in, and I know the greeting's going to be correct. So again, I usually pull things closer to myself when I'm doing these so that I can see. So we're just going to pop this down like that. Have the dear friend, which is again from the greeting. And just like this, you can see the difference between popping that up with dimensionals and leaving it flat. And we are indeed going to pop it up with dimensionals. And this is a set of dimensionals from Paper Pumpkin, and I'm just using up all of the edges. Again, for any new people, when you have your dimensional sheet, when you've used all the little hexagon dimensionals out of it, you can still use the edges. So then we're going to line this up against here so that we know that we're in the right place, and then just drop it down like that. We can put embellishments on. I haven't on this one because I like the focus here, but you absolutely could put some kind of opal round or the foil gems. You absolutely could. So that is start to finish the first card using the Spotlight on Nature bundle. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more ideas.